Dave,
John,
Shane,
Chad,
these sci-fi guys.
Welcome to the Sci-Fi Guys. I am your host, Dave, and with me is Shane.
Hello, everybody.
And Chad.
hello.
And is John here? Yeah, John's here.
Decaf.
Decaf. Well,
Why?
Decaf.
Why would you do decaf?
Why? Because I love the taste of coffee. I don't need the caffeine at 8 o'clock at night.
Well, that's fair. That's fair. Like, give it to me fully leaded. Fully leaded.
Well, those of you that are watching on YouTube and you see my fantastic shirt I'm wearing, I don't know if you can really see it here. Let me go full screen. Maybe I can do that. There we go.
Boom.
It's not even full screen. Close enough. All right. Well, if you can see my shirt, you can tell that we are doing Beetlejuice. That is that's got it. Beetlejuice.
Beetlejuice.
Beetle guys.
Beetlejuice.
Beetle glass.
The original one. The one from 1988. Okay. I got this in a different order this time, so it works out good. Okay, Rotten Tomatoes. What did it give it, Shane?
32.
Chad.
50.
John.
I mean, I was going to say 35. That feels a bit too close to Shane now, so I'm going to go 42.
Chad is the closest.
Oh.
It gave it an
Whoa.
83.
Whoa. I'm genuinely shocked.
Really?
I have not seen one that's their meter and popcorn meter are almost identical.
I did not. Wow. Okay.
Yeah, I wouldn't have called that.
Mm-mm.
Well, you gotta think. It's been a long time since 88, and from a movie to be 88 and be still with that.
Mm-hmm.
Well, they did a sequel in
Wow.
2014 or 2024, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
just
Yeah, I was like literally last year.
last
Yeah.
year.
Yeah.
I haven't even seen it yet, to be honest.
I haven't either.
So-
But who's ready to do it's showtime?
It's showtime.
Showtime. Yeah, it's just a model. All right. Go ahead, go with your questions, Chad. Oh, wait a minute. Chad's got it. So
I don't mind being at the bottom.
No.
So, how does the visual style and design of Beetlejuice contribute to its overall tone and message?
I mean, I think it's probably one of the. It was a wise choice. There you go. That's the easiest way to put it. Lots of crazy, wild colors. She can't hear me. I was going to say hello, or dear friend, but no such luck. Hi.
Hello.
Hello.
But great stylization, great overall, I think, quirkiness that really just adds to this vibe of we're doing the afterlife, I think without that quirkiness, I don't think the afterlife vibe and all of that really survives, or the haunting stuff. I think the quirk makes that stuff, when I say more acceptable, not that it wasn't to begin with, but just the idea that, like, when you get this really crazy sandworm or you get this guy with a small head, like, it doesn't seem as crazy.
True.
Because you've already seen all this other quirky stuff. So I think they used it well, is what I'm trying to get at.
Yeah.
Hello.
I'll go with that for sure.
I agree. I think the overall tone is very quirky. And I think it's fitting. I think it's fitting of the character. I think it's fitting of the story. This is definitely a definitely a classic Tim Burton kind of movie for sure. Both in tone, music, everything is very, very, very Tim Burton. But I really think that when you think of the character Beetlejuice, I just think the quirkiness and the craziness and the out there is just, I think it's perfect. Kind of like what John said. I think it makes everything seem kind of normal when you think about the character itself.
Yeah, let me go back here. I want to see the question. Chad, give me the question again. I kind of got distracted here.
How does the visual style and design of Beetlejuice contribute to its overall tone and message?
Okay. To talk about the visual style, for one, this was one of Burton's early movies that he did, which it was bizarre. Let's just put it. A lot of his other stuff had been very bizarre. Edward Scissorhands, a lot of those like Nightmare on Before Christmas, and didn't we watch 9? That was also part of Tim Burton.
Yes.
Didn't he? Wasn't he part of it? He wasn't. It wasn't like he was the main guy that directed it or whatever. But he still had his fingers all in it. And I see that this is very much a similar aspect of that. I don't know how much Tim had in it, but you could tell that he just wanted to have fun. That's what it was. This to me was a fun movie. He didn't want to take himself too seriously. He didn't want Michael Keaton to be too serious. You guys got to remember also, Michael Keaton was not a huge actor at this point. I think up to this point, let me see if I can look it up here real quick. Because this was done in 1988, right?
Yes.
All right. So he hadn't really been, so he was in Mr. Mom, a small role, in just basic role. I'm just looking in here. Multiplicity. No, that's 96. Sorry. Night Shift. That's where he worked as a what are those guys? Not crematory. Where you go to the morgue.
Gosh. Yeah.
In the morgue.
Mortician. There we go.
I think his biggest movie before this was Gung Ho, which was about an American company trying to, or there was a Japanese company that built cars, and they were trying to build but they were doing it in America, kind of like Toyota does now.
Right.
But I mean, it was a decent movie. It really was. It was a decent movie, but it didn't really stretch his acting ability. This movie stretched his acting ability. So, that's why, I mean, I enjoyed it a lot just because of that.
There's no means in it.
Yeah. Yeah, I enjoyed it. I enjoyed the movie when I watched it as a kid. I enjoyed the movie now. I really learned that.
What's that noise?
I really learned it's just not the rewatching it. And I was like, I'm not gonna let my kids watch this until. Really,
yeah. There's a lot.
Yeah, its rating is real deceptive.
Yeah.
There's a lot of movies that we saw that I grew up with that were PG. That would be definitely PG-13 now for sure.
Yeah, at the least.
Or even R on some things.
Yeah.
Maybe. Yeah. So for sure, it's this one was it pushed the line on a few things.
Yeah, just a few.
It goes to the computer.
I was gonna say, and when you're talking about kids, obviously, you want to make sure things are not too scary.
Yeah.
Like I've got my school bus, and I wanted to put up some Halloween decorations, but I wanted it to be fun. I didn't want it to be all just skeletons and So I mean, I got like black cats, and I got some pumpkins. I've got a couple of bats, but that's about it. And then I do have some skulls, but the skulls are kind of cute. They're not scary. So now my kids, I don't know. I mean, my kids are older. My kids are in their 20s and 30s. So that's fine. If they want to watch this stuff, that's fine. But like kids that are Chad's age or that John has at his age. No way, you know. I think there's some parts in here that were definitely scare some people.
Off
some
limits.
Just a little bit.
Just a little bit. Yeah.
So, with that, well, this says, what does Beetlejuice has such a lasting cultural impact despite being such a quirky and niche film?
Yeah, the film was quirky for sure.
Yeah.
You know, I think part of it is Michael Keaton.
Yeah.
Flat out. You know, his acting chops.
He nailed it. He nailed it.
He nailed it so well and had just a good time with it. I think that's the big thing. He had a fun time with it. He's like, look, I'm just going to play with it. And, you know, and I don't think any of the characters took themselves too seriously, except for maybe Lydia. You know, she was the only one that seemed like she was grounded in reality. Everybody, I mean, even though she's like, well, I see ghosts, that's fine, you know, because I'm different. But really, she seemed like the most normal of all of them. You know, the guy, not the ghost guy, but the other guy.
Yeah,
you know,
the one
that's just trying to get away from work. You know, and yeah, I just think that it was needed at the time it came out.
Mm-hmm.
Let's leave it at that. Somebody else.
I would say that it's a cult classic, to be honest with you. It's just one of those movies that it is very, very out there and very different, and I think that's what makes it fun. This is very, very typical, I would think. Y'all kind of correct me if I'm wrong, but it seems like this is a very typical style of Tim Burton, and what he does. His movies are quite different, I would say, for the most part, but they're lasting because they are different, and it's not different in a way that turns you off. It's one that kind of draws you in. And the Beetlejuice character, although just strange and vulgar and sometimes different things like that, he's kind of enduring, to be honest with you. And I think that's one of the things with this movie that makes it last and makes people want to keep watching it. And since 1988, having an 83 rating for Rotten Tomatoes and Popcorn Meter, I mean, it's lasted. It's lasted, and people enjoy it.
Beetlejuice.
Yeah, it's very lasted. Like if you look at all his films and like you compare it to what Beetlejuice and the groundbreaking he did, Michael Keaton was a pivotal role into this movie.
Well, this was his big break too.
Mm-hmm.
Really, this was, even though I think it's hilarious that Beetlejuice is the main character, supposedly, you know, but he didn't get the lead title. You know, he didn't get the first credit. Alec Baldwin got the first credit. Gina Davis got number 2. So they're like, okay, then they did all the other people. Then they did and Michael Keaton as Beetlejuice. I just thought that was funny that the name of the movie is his character, but he did not get the lead title, first name on when they do the credits.
Name on the marquee kind of thing.
Yeah. Yeah. Usually it was, you know, Gina Davis and Alec Baldwin because they were the big names at the time.
Yeah.
You know, and then the others, you know, then it had Michael Keaton, really. But you guys know, if you don't get top bill, you know, the very first name, you always want to be at the end where it's and your name. You either want to be the first or the last. You don't want to be in the middle there because they're the ones that kind of get forgotten about.
So. If you're not first, you're last. Sorry, that's another.
But being last is okay.
Yeah, last among equals.
Thought it was weird. Yeah,
like I was saying, that like Michael Keaton pulled it off. I don't know. We haven't asked this question in years, and I don't see anybody going to fill in the role how Keaton did Beetlejuice.
No.
Not that quirky.
Sandler could have done it in his day.
Yeah,
when he was, you know, as long as it didn't, it wouldn't have turned into every other role he had been in.
Yeah.
And see, I kind of think it might have.
And that's what I'm afraid of. I mean, if you say Jim Carrey, I think it would have been Fire Marshal Bill.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like that.
But like I said, Keaton brought the quirkiness to it. He played the quirkiness, and then that's what really made this movie. I mean, even though Alec Baldwin was and the other,
Gina Davis.
See, the thing is, those actor and actress are good, but I always like Keaton in this, and you remember him in it. So that's the thing. He brought the quirkiness to it. He played what I think Tim Burton wanted him to play. And if you look at all Burton's other films, you look at the Nightmare Before Christmas and Edward Scissorhands. So
Scissorhands kind of reminded me of this movie.
Yeah,
a little bit.
Because Scissorhands came in 1990. It was 2 years after. 2 years after. So get back to my Johnny. You got anything on this?
I mean, y'all have really kind of hit the points I was going to have on what makes it lasting. It's unique, like a concept of immediate death into ghosting your own house. I don't think it really truly been done, at least in this way, at the time, or even really since. Even if they've broached it, they haven't hit Beetlejuice on the level. The fun. And then overall, I think even Tim Burton's lasting legacy, I think makes people go back and really enjoy this even more. Not that it obviously wasn't enjoyed to begin with. It's just, I think with the legacy of the people that are in it, ultimately you have it. So unique, fun, and it has a legacy to it. So
I think something else. I know we don't talk about this very much, but I want to say the makeup in this was just top notch.
That's agreeable.
Not only just the way Beetlejuice looked, but like when Gina Davis, when they made her in her wedding outfit, and then it got all, and then she got in where she looked old, but at the same time decrepit, and then the faces that they did, I mean, I just think that the makeup department really, I mean, I don't know if they ever got awarded an Academy Award or anything, but I think they should have been nominated or for sure. I never looked it up to see if they were or not.
Well, especially during that time.
Yeah.
I will also say we don't talk about this much either, but merchandise. This movie has sold some merchandise, and they have kept it relevant because it sells. Okay.
Yeah.
Just
I mean,
enough said on that. Like, even you go to Universal now, and I can promise you they're going to have Beetlejuice.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I mean, it's 1988.
Yeah.
And here it is, 2025.
And if they're making money off of it, they're going to keep it relevant.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true.
So, wait a
minute.
Right.
Speaking of merch, Shane, show off your shirt. Hi. See, Shane's got a These Sci-Fi Guys sweatshirt. It's on the merch store. The link will be in the description block if you guys want to go ahead and purchase one. I've actually ordered myself a t-shirt. I'm waiting for it to come in. I didn't get black. I got actually a color. So I wanted something a little different.
First like, then subscribe, and then buy.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, now, Dave, this is where you take the YouTube short you've been talking about. That right there.
That's right.
See, now we're rolling, guys. We're doing the real thing.
But
now.
That's right.
I've noticed when I can do a short if I video like this, but then when it's like this, it doesn't turn into a short. I'd have to like cut it, crop it, do so. I don't know. I've asked Mac. Maybe he can probably tell me how to do it. But I think he used StreamYard when he paid for it. Now that we don't pay for it, I don't know if they'll still do it or not. I should look at that when we're done.
Yeah. So, with the movie's tone and style, what's the movie's tone and style? I know we probably beat the.
Yeah, I mean it was fun. I think that to me that was the style. It was supposed to be fun, bizarre,
quirky,
weird.
See, I would almost call it satire of horror films. Like, for
yes,
the time,
I go with that.
Like, it's almost making fun of horror while still having horror elements, which I kind of appreciate.
Yes, I would agree.
What was that movie?
It's Scary Movie before Scary Movie existed.
Yes,
Yeah,
but better. But better.
Oh,
Better.
100%. Scary Movie intentionally went overt and cheesy.
Yes. It's not a
See,
parody.
And that's why I say
this one
this is
wasn't
more
cheesy.
satirical.
Yes.
This was satirical because it wasn't cheesy. It was fun, but it still. And I think the bottom line is it told a good story.
Yeah.
I would
Yes,
agree.
there you go.
I would agree.
Well, like I said, Burton tells a very good story. All
does.
his movies.
He does.
Yeah, I agree with John. It's more satire. It's fun. I was looking up where the sandworm. I'm like, who all remember the movie Tremors?
I remember it vaguely.
Been a long time.
It's been a long time since I watched it.
Didn't they make a TV series out of that too?
They made they made Tremors 1 and 2, and they coming back out with it. I'm
Made
like,
it all. There's a universe.
I'm sitting there like,
There's a
y'all.
multiverse.
But the thing is like this. I mean, if that came out before this, I can see this Burton was making fun of that. But it came out in the 90s, so.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah. But
I'm just throwing her. I'm throwing her in there every so often.
Beetlejuice.
Beetlejuice. So with that, like, it was fun satire. I mean, yeah, it made. I think that's why maybe we was talking off air about how, like, why would somebody I wouldn't let my 10-year-old watch this right now, and that's saying something. This movie was PG, and they made it fun and all this, but there was some humor that was so.
Well, I mean, think about it. The stuff that I grew up with in
Yeah.
the 70s and 80s is definitely not appropriate now. I mean, I go back and watch the Goonies, and there are stuff in the Goonies, and I'm like, oh, there'd be no way I'd let kids watch that now.
Oh, absolutely.
You know?
Absolutely not.
Nope.
You know, it was a different generation. It was a different time. You know,
That's true.
so you know, that's what they were going with. They were going with what was at the time, the 80s, you know, and all that stuff that was in there was considered perfectly acceptable for a PG rating. So,
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It was acceptable back in the day. Here, here they made the new one, PG-13. I don't know. That's
no idea.
So
I have no idea.
the last question is going to deal with the fun part of this movie, the dinner scene, the music.
Daylight come and we won't go home.
So, you're good. So the thing is, that song, all these, even the music in the score was, especially throughout, was good. So, what did y'all think of the music tone and especially certain scenes that made where, hey, they used the music to incorporate the scene?
I mean, just overall for me, I think it follows the quirky fun tone a little bit, but I don't think there's a more like quintessential late 80s, early 90s film in regards to music than Beetlejuice. Just in terms of just that kind of, I call it a bouncing style. Like you just kind of bounce along from scene to scene. And then, yeah, there are moments where it spikes and hits and, you know, you get your normal, I guess, crescendos and staccatos for what a film needs to get a pop out of you. But overall, it's very bouncy, and I just enjoy that little bounce. And then, of course, I think there's nothing more synonymous than the, you know, tally me banana. You know, that's just 100% this film. And anytime I hear it, it's automatically thinking this film. So it's definitely iconic for the song, period. But overall, I think the music is very bouncy, and it's very, very much like that time period.
And they used it well, meaning they incorporated the music into the movie itself.
Yeah.
You know, when they were actually lip syncing and doing all the moves and all that other stuff to the song itself. You know, it wasn't just, hey, there's this background music playing and then we're going to dance and we're going to do this. They actually were trying to sing it, you know, on that particular scene. And then even when they were doing the, when she was flying and all the football players, hey coach, I think we're dead. we're there, singing along with her. It just, it made it to I don't know what's the word I'm looking for. So I'll stop talking. So Shane, you're the music man.
So I think this was the perfect example of letting music drive the feel of the movie. Go back to the very opening scene when they're kind of doing the fly-in of the town coming into the house. Okay? There's a lot of different ways you could have went with that. You could have went with a more like classic horror kind of theme, and it would have set a totally different tone. But it was kind of a playful, quirky, but still a little bit of horror
kind of played on Jaws
element. Yes.
Yeah, kind of like that.
Played along with that, and it set up to where you thought, okay, this film's going to be a little different. This is not going to be your classic horror, but it's going to be a little fun.
Yeah, you still hit the minor notes and the non-resolves, but still
By the way, John, gold star on the music verbiage. Gold star.
I'm pulling from the memory bank here.
I'm just saying. When you're mentioning crescendos and staccatos, it's like, good job. But no, I think they used it perfectly. Dave mentioned this well. I think that they, instead of setting up the movie and then adding the music, I felt like the music was the driving force. It was the driving force in how you felt throughout the movie. And I think a lot of movies try to do that, but some of them don't succeed. And I felt like this one did. I felt like Tim Burton, which he usually does in his movies, did a really good job of collaborating with the composer, like he did in this one, to get the perfect feel for what he's trying to get out of it. You think about even like Nightmare Before Christmas. You think about it the same way. The music drives what's going on, and it really sets that fun, different, strange kind of tone. And it did it here too.
Oh, that's all the questions we got.
Oh, well, actually, hey, I got one. It wasn't even sent out. I just thought of it, so I'm just going to throw it at you guys.
Hot off the presses.
Hot off the presses. What do you think about if that happened to you? You and your spouse died, and now you can only live in your current house and had no control over who moved in. Would that be, like in this case with these people, freaked out? Or would you just be like, whatever, I'm just going to go live up here and be, just hang out in the man cave or whatever,
Well, for us, considering there's only one floor, I would haunt the mess out of the people that came in. I would haunt the mess out. I'd have books falling off the shelves. I'd have doors shutting. I would go full on like paranormal kind of thing. I would go full on.
So that way you get exercise out of that house faster?
Yes. Yes. They would have my house condemned. I would haunt them so much.
But then you would be alone
on your fun. Yeah, exactly.
Oh, that's okay.
The thing is,
that's the introvert coming out of me. I'd be all right.
I'll be fine. I'll live. The thing is, I probably would do what they did, or not, or learn to live with them. Or say every now and then, let them know I'm here. Like, oh, you done something into this house I didn't like? I will let them know. Then, okay, I'm just gonna ride with the flow, and every now and then, I'm here.
Yeah. See, I think I would just have fun. I would just have fun. And I think it would depend on the family that moves in as to which type of fun that is. All right. Yeah. I have a real jerk of a family. Yes, I'm being a jerk back. They're getting haunted. If I have a real nice, fun family, I'm moving to the garage or the attic and I'm letting them chill. Either that, or while they're gone, I'm running the Secret Life of Pets thing or the Toy Story thing. I'm watching TV. I'm playing video games into the afterlife. We are fine. Good family, I'm doing that. bad family, they're getting the haunting of a lifetime, and there is no in.
Yeah, I'm with John all the way. I think that would be totally fun. You know, it depends on it also depends on if they had little kids. If they had little kids, I might be like,
Yeah,
no,
I
okay.
agree.
Now, see,
know,
that's where
but-
it comes into the parents again, though. If they're jerks, I'm handling it. You know.
Yeah. No, be nice to the kids, but be jerks
Yeah.
to the parents. Yeah,
Right.
definitely.
Right.
Definitely.
I go to the kids and say, hey, watch this.
Yeah, it's like, watch this.
So we're at that point of the show where we are going to rate this movie. Okay, we are going to be rating this movie on a scale of 0 to 5 lightsabers. And wow, that's bright. Right in my eyes. Okay, Chad, you picked this movie.
Let's say
Go with it.
Beetlejuice.
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 Beetlejuice. Beetlejuice. Beetlejuice.
With that, this movie was fun and quirky. It was just like that when I remember as a kid. I would love to watch it over and over. I love to watch it. I'm going with the 5 on this one.
All right. Going with a 5.
Okay.
And my keyboard decided to stop working.
With
Five,
that,
five,
that's
five, five.
my-
There we go.
my-
All right. Shane.
Okay. I don't think I can give this a 5 just based on some of the other things that we have done. I do think this is a true cult classic. I think it's one of those that is lasting and enduring, and I think it's in a way that you would not expect it to be. And I think we've covered this throughout the podcast of why that is, but I think they did a good job with it. I'll be honest, just from a personal standpoint, parts of the storyline were not my favorite, but I think when you take it for what it was and what it was meant to be, it's a good movie. It's a good movie. It's good characters, great character development. I felt like the whole way through with all of them. Music was great. Obviously, we talked about that. So I can't go a 5, but I'm gonna go with a 3.5.
Okay.
I'm a little shocked.
John.
Yeah.
For me, it really does come down to that word fun. This film has always been kind of fun for me. I don't think it hits some of our more blockbuster quality, even for the time period. So, that does kind of knock it back just a notch for me, but and as does the deceptive PG rating. I don't necessarily mind what it is, but at the same time, even for the time, I don't think it was exactly PG. Regardless, I give it a strong, solid 4 just for the sheer, it's fun. Like, it is absolutely fun. I'd 10 out of 10 watch it again and have a few times. So for me, it's a 4.
All right. John is a 4. And then it's mine. I'm also going to give it a 4, John. Because I was looking at,
I'm the lowest 2 weeks in a row. That's a record right there. That's a record for me.
That's all right. Hey, let me look at his numbers. And is he? Nope. You're still the
highest average.
Give us the highest average.
Two
I'm still the team
outliers
softy.
don't change it.
I'm still the team softy.
Well, I mean, I look back at what I've given 5s and 4.5s, and it's just there's no way I can keep it up with like Star Wars Rogue One, E.T. It's just not on the same level as Iron Man, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Captain America, Jurassic Park. It's not on those levels. However, when I say a 4, I've got The Mask and WALL-E. And 9, so I kind of see it on those same level as those. Extremely fun movie, something I will absolutely watch again. It's I can see us, eventually, if when my grandkids become teenagers, maybe if being able to sit there and watch it with him or something, but it'll be a long time before that.
That's right.
Just because of some of the some of the stuff. I will be interested to see what the sequel is. I mean, I haven't seen it yet. I know it came out last year. Maybe that's something we'll do next October. Who knows? Maybe
I would say October 2026.
Yeah, October 2026. We'll do it that way. Also, it's kind of have a couple years to marinate and see, if comparison, one to the other, if it's apples to apples and oranges to oranges, or if it's apples to oranges, like some of the other movies that we've done and trying to compare to, like Street Fighter and
Mortal Kombat
was kind of like apples to oranges, on some of the stuff. Anyway, that's it. That's it. Our show. We appreciate you guys. Peace. Until next time.
Crash and burn.
These Sci-Fi Guys is an independent broadcast and is not affiliated with this movie or TV series. We would love to hear from you. Please contact us by leaving a comment below or by emailing us thesciFiGuys@gmail.com. Like, subscribe, or share this podcast with someone else who enjoys some science fiction.